Am I live? Here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunset Stitches. My name is Trevor Conquergood, and I am so happy to be here with you guys live on Facebook, live on YouTube. It's been a while since I got a chance to do a live, and I'm happy to get on Facebook today and give you guys a few updates and just kind of give you some information that you might be interested in. So anybody who follows me and my classes or my workshops or just me in general and personally, here's a little update for you guys. Yeah, so I thought I'd go live, and that way if anybody wants to interact with me, ask me questions, give me praise, support, complaints, all that good stuff. I'm here for you guys. So go ahead and make comments if you want to. Sometimes you just want to let me know you saw the video. So drop by and say hi. It's always wonderful. I will watch the comments. And so if you do have questions and you're watching and I'm no longer live, just drop a comment. Hey, Ori, how's it going this afternoon? I'm so glad to see you. Ori, of course, is one of my amazing members in workshop number 5, and she is such a dedicated person who always has a contribution to the latest workshop or latest class, latest challenge, I guess is what it is. Hey, Ori, the latest challenge. Hey, Vicky, how's it going? Hi, Gloria. It's nice to see you too. I'm talking about workshop 5 and how there's a challenge, every month. We've got a new challenge. This month's challenge was cute little animals made from SVG artwork, and I did several totally different ways of doing it. This one is a little applique iron lion, but I used the beautiful Floriani fuzzy fill for his chest. Isn't that cute? But the class, you could do a red work one like my little zebra, or just regular old embroidery filled in. I think the main thing we were trying to learn in this month's workshop was the process of converting SVG artwork into a design, and how although we had the SVG, it may not be perfect, and that was really what it was about. Was what do you do if you've got an SVG and you think, oh, good, I have the artwork, right? This is going to be easy, and then something's not quite the way you like, right? So it was one to learn. And Vicky says I'm sending mine in tomorrow, and thank you, Vicky. I know I usually get you saying that and me talking to you guys about that reminds me I should check my inbox and make sure it's not getting full, maybe cleared out, so to speak, so that because sometimes I get a real rush of them, the last weekend before it's next week. Oh, let's put it that way. Our next class for workshop number 5 is June the 10th or something. It's Tuesday next week. And so if you're doing an animal, now's the time to get them stitched out and sent in. The challenges are always fun because then we get to see everybody's homework and we learn from each other, and you can ask questions. And so, yeah, it's going to be a fun class. If you're not doing workshop 5, it's never too late to join. You're always welcome. You can play catch up. It's like the Netflix of embroidery. You can just watch all the past classes and catch up. Speaking of catching up, oh my goodness, I have been away, and I really did pack in a lot of trips. If you can imagine, since January I did 11 trips, and I was just kind of looking backwards through my calendar, remarking what an accomplishment it's been. It was wonderful, and I met so many new people, and I saw some people that I've known for a long time, like Vicky, Ori. Both you guys I got to see this year. So literally since January, I'd been in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Fresno, California, Southern California, did a whole tour with Moores in the whole Southern California area. I was in Denver with Colorado, with Rocky Mountain Sewing, San Diego, that was wonderful, with Sewing Machines Plus. Columbia, I've been in Tampa, you guys, Chicago, Tucson, Mobile, Alabama, with my buddies from All About Sewing. Last weekend was Cleveland, Ohio, at Pins and Needles. Oh my goodness. Let me show you my Cleveland sketches. Just happened to have them handy. I was unpacking, when I got my If you don't know, Cleveland have these cool Cleveland signs. There's 7 of them, and I've been to see all 7, and I don't think most people do that. I think if you live in Cleveland, you're like, oh, really? There's 7 of them? But I was like the tourist who was like, I'm going to find all 7 of them on the map, and I'm going to go. This is the view from Edgemont Park, and there's a Cleveland sign. That would be one of the Great Lakes back there, and then this one is like the view. That's like downtown. This is literally the rock over here. No, over here. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that building right there. So anyway, the things you learn when you go there. It's great to see you guys. I haven't been live for a while, and so I wanted to take a moment. Of course, it's Free Font Friday, and it says May the 30th, and you're like, Trevor, did you realize you're a week behind? And actually, the truth is, I know I'm a week behind, but I'm playing catch up because last week there were things going on in my world that just really needed more attention than the Free Font Friday. And so that's what happened. I didn't even release a font last Friday. Inner Ninja is last week's font. That said, there's 2 fonts this week, so I'm playing catch up. I'm putting 2 fonts on the website this week, so we won't have missed any. But Inner Ninja was not released on time. So that, to be fair for everybody, if you come to the website today, you can get last week's and this week's, kind of thing, if you're collecting. If you're a member, then it's really no sweat, right? Because you can always come and get the fonts when I have a font archive. So if you're a member, you can just go on the archive and get the latest fonts. But the other one is called, here, let me see if I can get up the picture for the other one, because maybe I forgot to open it. But it's called Crown Clown. And I just love the names that Nicholas puts on all these things. If you guys don't know, it's my talented son, Nicholas, that creates the free font for me every week. He's what I would call a font master kind of thing. He's very good at creating them. Anyway, he's also good at creating names. And so Crown Clown is the latest font of the week for June the 6th. You guys can visit on over to sunsetstitches.com, right? That's our website, Sunset Stitches. Let me open it up here. This is Sunset Stitches, and it's basically sunset-stitches.com. I don't know, just Google Trevor and you should get me. But basically, when you get to the website, there's a menu at the top. Can you see that? My Floriani workshop's a topic, my embroidery club's a topic, and embroidery fonts is a main topic on my website. And when you click on embroidery fonts, then you will see that there is a free font every week. And Sunset font number 2, Inner Ninja, just download it right there and then scroll a little further. Oh, another one, font 73, Crown Clown, download it right there. Yeah. And like I said, if you're a member, then you can just go to the font archive and you can get all of them, right? There's all the past ones. And so there's, you will have to be logged in to be able to get to that particular page. But just so you know, all the fonts are available now. You can come and get them. Have you ever, here's something new. Have you ever heard of Importratry? Because we do embroidery portraits here at my house. And I think it was my wife that came up with the word Importratry. I Googled it, nothing came up. I'm like, Lorna, I think you made up a word, embroidery portraits. Linda said, thanks for the great fonts, and you're welcome, Linda. So very welcome. We do embroidery portraits. We call it Importratry. My daughter, Loren, is quite amazing at it. If you guys don't know, Loren's been working here since she was probably 16 years old, and she's 25 now. She works part-time at Sunset Stitches. Actually, Loren just graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts from the University of Saskatchewan. That's right. They did it. Yeah. Good for Loren. Yes. Congratulations to Loren and her cousin Molly. It was such a special time. Both Loren and Molly walked across the stage. Like, Molly's last name is Cooper and Loren's last name is Conkergood. And so it was the COs and then the CNs. And it was like they were, when does that happen, when cousins get to walk across the university stage one after another? They both graduated with high distinction and honors and all this good stuff. So congratulations to the girls. They're both amazing artists. Well, so Loren, when recently I've had her working on Importraitre. So yeah, thank you. Gloria says congratulations. By the way, I say Loren, and that's fine, but all their friends call them Leo. So just so you know, it's Leo, and I usually call them Leo now too. Just in my heart, they're Loren, but not really. They go by Leo. They actually, it's Leo Loren, which sounds really cool. So they actually just completely included it all, Leo Loren. But look what they made, you guys. That's me in the middle, you guys. This is Jan over here, and that's Brianna. That's her daughter. So there's a mother and daughter. They're a mother and daughter in the sewing world that own an amazing sewing store in Cleveland, Ohio, called Pins and Needles. Yeah, and I was recently there, and so Loren did an embroidery. So this is something new. I'm starting to get Loren to do some thread sketches of me and some of my favorite people. But you can learn to do it too, you guys. It's so easy because you're just tracing photograph. I am not going to say that there's not art in this, because there is, and Loren is an artist and she's good at it. But I'm not bad, and I don't really consider myself an artist other than I'm good at digitizing. But these are like pets, right, Loren? I said, Loren, let's practice on more than just people. So these are pet importraitres. Nice, Leo. Ori says nice. So I will let them know, because of course they're not with me right now. I think they're actually at their other part-time job. But yeah, so it's been a busy week. Last week it was really a tragedy at our house. I'm so sad. Like literally heartbroken. We had to put a dog down. His name is Ryder. You guys have all probably heard me talk about Ryder. I've got embroidery designs of Ryder. I talk about him on my trips. He's with us everywhere. 12 years. Anyway, it was his time and it was hard. So we're all a little sad around here, and it's kind of why last week didn't work out. Anyway, on another topic, that's how that went down. Do you like my bracelets? Oh, I've been getting into bracelets. This was my first one that I did here, the Roadrunner bracelet. I've got a cool Celtic bracelet now. The next time you see me, you may get some bracelets. I'm working on bracelet projects, and so it'll be part of embroidery recipe box 2.0. The updated. I'm working on all new projects so that when next time you see me, I'll have new stuff. But there's a whole collection of these. I call them glam cuffs, or go ahead and call them bracelets, but this one's like a flower one. And so it's got flowers on there. The little hairs you can see are actually, I've lined it with Dreamweave. And when you do that, you just kind of have to trim. There's a few little ones that the Dreamweave is kind of prone to fraying. And so when you wear them, like this is like exactly I've worn this bracelet. I can't tell you how many times now. I've worn it to concerts. I've worn it in dozens of sewing stores. And I lined it with the Dreamweave. Well, it kind of curled up a little bit, but it's mostly still intact in there. And but it just kind of softens the inside, so you're not feeling any of the embroidery on the inside. Completely optional. Not all my bracelets that I've made have the Dreamweave on the inside, but it's nice if you put it in there. You can do them plain. So now I'm just putting fabric in it, and it's just like a little fabric one. And I love the little metal snaps. Not that you could probably do like the plasticky snaps if you wanted to. And I've done bracelets with other kinds of closures. Let me see if I can find some of my older ones. Like this one has like, your typical kind of elastic and button kind of thing. There's one here that I bought. There's somebody, and their name is Sue Trevor. Where is that? Oh, don't be. Now I've dropped their name and I'm not going to be able to find the cuff they made for me, but they're from England. Oh, here it is. This is like so cool. Look at the one that Sue made for me. Her last name is Trevor. I think that's so cool. Anyway, this cuff has like an elastic and a cool fancy shell button on it as its closure. And I believe this is handmade. So obviously, I hope I'm getting the name right. I bought this a long time ago, but she's somebody that I follow on Facebook because I love to follow embroidery people and fiber people and all those, people that are crafty with fiber arts and anything that anybody that can do this, I'm going to follow you for sure. So that's how I'll say that. And I'll support too, right? I like to support local artists or people in our industries. And so I often buy things. I did a monogram bracelet. I'm using cork as kind of one of my substrates here. R&K has some awesome corks. Thank you, Gloria, for saying sorry about my loss. I know it's hard to talk about still. It's just a little bit fresh, but Ryder was our best friend. He was a golden retriever and just an amazing little dog. So I know that we'll, be getting a new dog because we love dogs and we're dog people, but he was 12 and struggling towards the end. And we were, just really fortunate to have had such a great best friend for so long. Anyway, the bracelets are fun. That's one of my latest projects. So this is a fun one. You probably can't see what it says because it's big, but I found that if I make the text smaller and center it, then you can read it. But that's okay. I know what it says. It says believe. Yeah. And I got another one that says courage. And to be honest, I'm going to redo this courage one with courage centered. And I'm going to put on the edges, breast cancer research ribbons on the side. And it's going to be for anybody, if you want to gift somebody a cool bracelet, because you need courage, when you're fighting cancer. And so it's becoming a fun collection, and it's really just a work in progress. There's more coming. There's definitely a mushroom bracelet that's going to happen. And I'm working on a bling one. I'm really not sure about the blingy bling. It's fun, but I think it needs more bling. It's kind of what I didn't bling it enough. How's that? We're going to bling this out. It's going to be the blingiest bling one I ever made. So now I'm using this is kind of going outside of regular embroidery. Now I'm using digital cutting machines like a Brother Scan and Cut or a Silhouette or a Cricut. Now I'm a 3-cuff guy. Look at that. I didn't know you can get 3 on. Now I feel like I'm ready to go to the rock show. Maybe 3's one too many, Trevor. Anyway, you guys, they're fun. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the fall. I have a whole lineup of places that I'm going to be visiting in the fall, but I'm really happy to say I'm home for summer. And I don't have any trips planned during July and August, although there is a small chance that I'm going to make a special appearance at a special thing in August. But to be honest, I'm going to have a lot of special appearances at Waka Lake this summer, which is like the Friday. That's where we like to go after work later today, is to the lake and kind of enjoy a little bit of that Saskatchewan nature. I can actually report, I am so happy that we don't have smoke right now. The smoke makes it really hard to enjoy the outside. And if any of you are breathing our forest fire smokes, because I was looking on the map today and it looks like the smoke has covered most of the eastern, Toronto, Montreal, down into the United States. I was talking to the people in Knoxville today. Do you guys have smoke? They said, nope, we don't. Doesn't seem to be smoky there, but there's so many fires up north, and it really just depends on which way the wind blows. We could be completely smoky here. We are not overly far away from some pretty big fires, and I feel horrible for all the people that are living in these communities that are affected by it, and a lot of them end up here in Saskatoon for, I guess, shelter or just relief. And anyway, our hearts are with those people. But so I'm just also saying how happy I am that I'm not breathing it right now. I know that we will be sometime this summer. Maybe we'll just get a ton of rain and I won't be breathing any of it. That would be nice, right? If they could just rain them all out. Nobody wants those fires anyways. So we've had enough. But it's not like people start them. I think people think, why do people start? This is normally storm comes along and you get a couple cracks of lightning and it's just so darn dry in the, in the, where the trees are in the forest, and it starts up a fire. So we need some good rains up here. But all that said, it's Free Font Friday, you guys. You can drop by Sunset Stitches and download some free fonts. And it was nice for me to catch up with a bunch of people that got to come in live. And so thank you to Ori and Linda and Gloria and Kathleen and Vicky and just everybody that I saw in here today. It's wonderful to catch up with you guys. I will try to go live more now that I'm going to be home. And I didn't mean to not go live during the last several months, but things just got out of hand. And Free Font Friday is a day that I end up being away a lot. And so maybe I need to plan my lives for earlier in the week, so that I can catch them more often or not miss so many. But pre-recording started to get complicated. And so if I couldn't make the live, I just didn't do it. But I did just know we always put the font up. And I'm always happy to hear from people. So if you catch my recording today after the live, because I'm going to probably hang up on you guys pretty soon here, please leave a comment. We're always happy to hear from you guys. It's nice to get comments on your Facebook posts. But all that said, next Friday, I'm not going to be going live because I will be traveling to visit. It's a personal trip. I'm going to Sicamous, British Columbia, to see Graham and Clem. Graham is actually my son. He was born when I was just a teenager myself. And so he was adopted at birth, but he's been in my life since he was 18 and he's now 40. So a long time. And Graham and Clem just had their second baby. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Lauren and I are going to meet. His name is Louis. And so we're going to meet little Louis. And of course, his big sister, Sophia. I just don't get to see those guys enough, but it's wonderful. So I'm going next weekend. I'll be here all week, but it's just for the weekend. We're going to British Columbia. Yeah. So all that said, I will post a font next Friday, but I probably won't go live. So I'll catch you guys again later in June and we'll pick it up from there. And like I said, maybe I'll try and get a little bit during the summer, we'll try and make some plans for the fall so that I can keep doing more of this kind of stuff because we really enjoy doing it. And Nicholas and the Wren are both kind of geared up to help me with some of that. So do you like the importure trees? Would you be interested in getting one done if the Wren offered them as like a service? I'm not saying that we are, but if she did, if that was a possibility, I don't know what they would cost. I guess it would probably depend on the size, but maybe in the $50 range kind of thing. Does that sound reasonable? Just let me know. We really don't know what you think. So it's a possibility, so all that said, I'm not heavily promoting it because there's just one of the Wren and I can't reproduce them sort of thing. And they only have so much time as it is. So yeah, but that would be kind of cool, right? If you could get a little portrait of somebody like your grandkids, or maybe want to do a whole collection and put them on a little quilt. The thing that's nice about the portraitry is that you have to understand this is not photo stitch. Right. I want you to get that look how light the stitching is. So it's kind of like more, this is drawn as this is an artist interpreting a photograph. This is not the photograph pixelated into threads. A lot of those photo stitch ones end up very heavy in stitch counts. And these are all super light. And of course, the Wren's doing them so they could include appliques if you wanted to make them more solid and not have not as see-through. So it's anyway, that is a potential. The other thing, and maybe one last little bit of news for today, and then I'll wrap up because I think Lauren's going to be home from work and I want to get ready to go. We are 100% going to offer custom digitizing in the future. And when I say we, I really mean Nicholas. So my son, Nicholas, as you know, he makes the fonts every week and he does a lot of digitizing for me. Is interested in working more hours than the part-time hours that he's currently doing. And so we are going to open up and offer a service that I have not personally offered for quite a long time. I think the last time I did custom digitizing for a living was around 2008. I stopped working for my mom and my dad. And so if you don't know, I spent 25 years doing custom digitizing, and my mom and my dad's company is called Stitchitize. And of course, I'm part owner of Stitchitize and still support all that beautiful work that I've made there. But I guess what I'm really trying to say is Nick is a young man. He's 22. He lives at home. He's working with his dad, and I'm trying to encourage him to do more work. And so if you have a logo or a design of any kind that you would like turned into a Floriani WAF file and you need help, the prices will probably start about $25 and go up from there. It could easily go up to $100. custom digitizing, the sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned, depending on how much it's going to be based on time. So we will estimate the number of hours or minutes that Nicholas needs to do your job, and the minimum would be 25. And then if it's more than 25 can buy you kind of thing, then we'll give you a price. Like that's how we're going to play it, is like send us an email and we'll let you know what we think, kind of thing. In terms of turnaround time, we don't know. I guess it depends on how much work we get. But our intention is to not get so busy that we can't be quick. So we're not going to overly promote it. It'll be a niche. There's just one of Nicholas kind of thing. But the benefit there is I don't really think I can compete with the people in Brazil and India and China that can pay labor far less than I'd like to pay my son, and I think that's fine. I don't think it has to be expensive. I'm just saying we're not going to try and compete with the dirt cheap that you can get it. I know you can get designs for as little as $15, so we're not going to try and be the cheapest, but that said, we're not trying to be over expensive, just fair price, but at least you can support somebody, and they speak English as their first language, and you might be able to talk to them if you had questions or need to get your, design done just right, or maybe you need help with sewing it. So it'll be a great service. It won't be me. Don't expect that Trevor's going to be custom digitizing because I can't. I'm very busy. My work with R&K is very important, and I'm the software manager for R&K Distributing, and that occupies a lot of my time. Of course, I travel for R&K to put on these awesome events, and Sunset Stitches needs a little bit of my time, so it gets a little bit, but the true reality is I'm not doing custom digitizing, but Nicholas will. So if you know anybody who's just can't seem to get it and wants their logo done, or needs something for their son-in-law, and they don't want to do the digitizing, the nice thing is there'll be WAF files. So instead of buying your designs or your getting the design made and then just getting a stitch file like a PES or a DST or JEF or whatever format you use, when you get your design made in a Floriani file, then you can resize it. You can make edits to it. You can easily select and change it. We can create it so that it's meant to be changed. Maybe you've got a whole, you want to do the whole family, and you're going to change all the names, or, for that matter, we can just set up all the names, right? You can just give me the list and we can make the whole thing. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I'm planning on sending an email on Monday, and I have a pretty good email list. So that's where we will start, was an email offering it. And if we get overwhelmed with work, we probably won't email again for a while. If we get, going and we're not full up, then I'll email again, because we don't want to overly promote it, as what I'm saying. So this is hot news, you guys. All of this, the Importree, the custom digitizing. I'm glad to be home for summer. It is my own personal goal to complete my embroidery club season 2 this summer, and that means releasing some downloads that I've owed for a long time, number 10, 11, 12 specifically. And so that is on my really on my focus for an opportunity to kind of wrap up some things this summer. So of course I've got still my classes. So there's a class next week on Tuesday for anybody who's coming. And so look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. How's that? Yeah. Thank you so much for all your nice comments. Gloria said, enjoy those grandbabies. They're so precious, and I just can't wait. So thank you, Gloria. Yeah. All right, you guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much to everybody that dropped by. Until next time, have a great day, and bye for now.